Good day to everyone, and here is our new video for English 9. So at this very moment, we're going to discuss something about new topics for the third quarter. For the last few weeks, we have discussed many topics concerning the differentiating of biases and prejudices and determining relevance. At this point, let's talk about determining truthfulness. Determining truthfulness presented in a material view plays an important role in validating sources. Through this, students can recognize the ability and credibility of a material view, thus making them think in a more critical way. The concept of truthfulness rooted in an ancient Greek philosophy's concept of knowledge, which is justified through belief. It means something is true because one believes it to be true based on certain justification, not just some sort of "it is true because it says so." The Cambridge Dictionary defined truthfulness as the quality of being honest and not containing or telling any lies. So in other words, when it comes to truthfulness, we can have some sort of analysis if a certain statement or a certain claim is true based on evidence, based on facts, not just based on nonsense claim or anything at all. So, according to Maribao, a material's truthfulness can be justified based on the following criteria. Point 1 is the correspondence. You see, there is what we call the correspondence of truth. This criteria is anchored in the correspondence theory advocated by Russell and Moore, which states that something is true if it corresponds to reality. It means, if we follow this one, we can say that truth is what really happened or what it corresponds to what happened in reality. We've got the examples there so you can recognize it, like a face mask protects an individual from possible transmission of virus from one person to another. This is the first example. The second example is this, very simple. The earth revolves around the sun. You see, it considered, those two sentences considered true since it corresponds to reality. They're real. But how about the third example, which is cats can fly? The third example is considered false since in reality, cats don't have wings and they don't have the capability to fly. The second one is coherence. This criteria is based on the coherence theory of truth, which states that something is true if it coheres with something that is regarded as truth. In other terms, if something makes sense when placed in a certain situation or context, it can be considered as truth. Like in the first example, on the example here is one reincarnates after death. This is a claim, so to speak. One might say that the above statement is false. However, if it coheres with a certain belief, for example, let's consider Hinduism or Buddhism in their view, it can be considered true in their view. So the sentence makes sense in the context of Indian religions such as Buddhism or Hinduism to those who believe in this belief. This is considered true according to them. So that's coherence, but remember, that's not correspondence. But it's just for the sake of coherence that we are talking about this one. How about constructivism? This is anchored on the constructivist theory of truth, which states that knowledge is shaped by social forces and is influenced by culture and history. For example, The Filipino tradition pagmamano is a sign of respect when addressing someone older. Take note, my friends, this tradition is reflected in the Filipino culture, thus making it a truth. We have what was called consensus. What about this one? You see, consensus is based from the consensus theory of truth, where knowledge is based on arguments. Therefore, something is true if almost everyone agrees that it is true, which is, it sounds like, according to this consensus theory of truth, truth is based on what was decided by the majority, so to speak. Anyway, for example, we got the sentences. The sentence is Pluto is a dwarf planet. This statement is considered truth because of consensus. You see, there's an argument that Pluto did not meet the criteria of a full-size planet. Therefore, experts from the International Astronomical Union, or IAU, agreed that it is no longer a planet. So that's their consensus, so to speak. One must consider the mentioned criteria in determining truthfulness in a material viewed to know if the material is reliable and accurate. Another thing to consider is, yes, you name it, recognizing fallacies. Fallacies are false or mistaken ideas which can cause misunderstanding and misleading. And to avoid such mistake, like for example, let's say double standard fallacy, category error, strawman argumentation, and so forth. Those were the examples of fallacy. To avoid such mistake, one must learn how to distinguish facts from opinions. So we've got the point one, which is facts. Facts are generally established truths, easily verified, and don't easily change from one situation to another. In short, truth is truth, whether we like it or not. On the other hand, opinions are personal views or bias of the person presenting it. So that it is. You see, in determining truthfulness, we must have to be sure that what we are mentioning or what we are discussing or what we are speaking of are reflections, for what is true, what better explains reality, so to speak. And as we go on to recognize those terms, statements, and other situations, we can think about it that by determining truthfulness, we can know what is true and what is false. Anyway, thank you so much for listening to this video lesson. I hope you have learned a lot about this. So again, thank you so much and see you on our next video lesson.